Okay, so this is a review of your fertilization classwork. Last session, we worked on the classwork and you guys looked at the video that explained the notes and hopefully filled your own in. Today you were asked to continue but without any help. Whatever you already had on your drive was fine, but you were asked to do some of the classwork on your own. So let's see, what did we learn? So the rules were to answer the questions to the best of your ability and ask by leaving questions and comments on the assignment page. And I thank you, those of you that helped out with that. That was amazing. Let's see where we're at today. Question 1, what is a zygote? So the answer goes here. That wasn't obvious for you. Your answer should be short and simple. Remember, we like it to be simple. So a zygote is a fertilized egg cell. Yep, that's it. So after the sperm and the egg come together, okay, they form a complete cell. Called a zygote. So you could say it either way. I personally, am a fan of the shortest way possible that gives you all the facts. So the first sentence would be mine. Some of you are kind of windy and would say the second one. Either way, you are perfectly correct. It depends on how much you want to write. All right, let's look at the next question. So use the diagram below, which shows the stages of human reproduction to answer questions 2 to 4. All right, so let's give a little chat about this stuff. Let's see. So the direct result of fertilization is represented at, well, A is full-grown adults. So A is out because they're already full-grown. Okay? B is an egg cell. So we'll hold on to that. C is the zygote. And D in this case is the fetus. So let's see. Meiosis forms gametes. And so the only gamete on there is actually C, the zygote. Okay? All right. Cell C can best be described as, well, I just gave you that answer like 4 times. Please tell me that you now know it's the zygote because I wrote it in number 2. All right? Okay, hang in there. We're going to the next page. All right, the development of an embryo is represented in the diagram below. So you see 22, 24, 26. They're not drawn to scale, obviously. That would be bigger than the picture. Okay? So let's take a look at where we're at and break these down. The changes in the form of the embryo are a direct result of uncontrolled cell division. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I learned that that is cancer. So, and mutations. So if this development of an embryo, it doesn't say strange development, so I'm going to go with 1 is incorrect. Differentiation and mitosis. Well, differentiation would give me the special structures that I see, and mitosis is a form of cell division. So we'll hold on to that one, okay? And we'll look at antibodies and antigens. Well, I might have to cross those out because those are what we use to fight infections. And that leaves me with meiosis and fertilization. Well, I definitely need fertilization, but do I need it during development or before development? And meiosis is even before fertilization. So these things have already happened. Oops, sorry, that should be red. These things have already happened and are not actively going on. So the correct answer is 2. It's differentiation and mitosis. Okay? Excellent. Which sequence represents the order of some events? So they may not be in order, like step by step by step. They may have skipped some steps in between, but which ones generally go in order? So I see, this is how I'm going to pick. I see gametes in every one. I know that in human development, gametes come first. So I'm going to cross out 1 because gametes are second. I'm going to cross out 2 because gametes are last. And I'm going to cross out 4 because gametes are second. Now, in looking at 3, let's just make sure. I see gametes to a zygote, to an embryo, to a fetus. And that is the order from our notes yesterday. Okay? So that's how I'm narrowing it down. I'm starting with the obvious. If there are gametes in every one of them, then I'm going to start at the smallest division. Okay? All right. Oh, cells. Identify the process. So let me see if I have this right. I have a fertilized egg. And I'm going to assume that somewhere in here there were more processes. Right? Like mitosis. Right? Mitosis definitely had to happen if you're going to get from one egg to all these kind of cells. But these cells do distinct functions. So when we have cells that do distinct functions and have altered their actual structures, what do we call that word? We call that word differentiation, right? Not just specialization, because they have actually changed those shapes of those receptor proteins so that that is all that they can do at this point. All right? Hang in there. We got one more question in this picture. Oh, and I was nice enough to do it like this for you. Okay, so we know that somewhere in here there was some mitosis going on. Okay? Which statement is correct regarding cells and DNA? DNA next to. Whatever. All right, so all the cells have identical DNA. It's possible. So we will hold on to that one. The DNA of a fertilized egg differs from the DNA of other cells. Well, if the egg is fertilized, the DNA is decided, and that single cell is what's going to go through mitosis, right? Okay, so I'm going to have to go with no on that one because mitosis produces what? It produces identical cells. Number 1 is looking better and better. The DNA of a fertilized egg cell differs from some, but not all, of the other cells? Well, see, now this one's tricky because this one might be true if any of those cells were gametes. But they are not. All of the cells listed are somatic cells. So in somatic cells, it's not going to happen. And only the fertilized egg contains DNA? Please, cut me a break. We know better than that. The answer is 1. All the cells have identical DNA specifically because they've gone through mitosis. Next question. What normally happens immediately after fertilization? Immediately. Okay, so differentiation, if we go back to our diagram from last time, that was all the way at the end. So I'm going to cross out number 1. Maybe, because it's sitting on my tools. I'm trying. There we go. The production of daughter cells having twice the number of chromosomes as the parent cell. But gametes have half the DNA, or R1N. So it can't produce twice the number of chromosomes. So I'm going to call nonsense on that. The production of daughter cells having half the number of chromosomes. So that means the gametes had 1/4 of the DNA? No. Hold on, my pen changed again. Okay. So then the correct answer must be 4 because there aren't any choices left unless I messed up all the answers. Mitotic division of cells resulting in the development of an embryo. Why, yes. Yes, that one is correct. Mitotic cell division, always straight up copy. It's going to be similar to binary fission that you see in single-celled animals. Number 10. A large number of sperm cells are produced by males every day. This large number of sperm cells increases the chance that... I would love to see what you guys put on here before I got to it. At least one sperm cell will be reached when the eggs swim towards the sperm cells in the ovary. There is so much wrong with that sentence, I don't know where to start. 1, eggs don't swim. Sperm does not ever enter the ovary. Sperm cells do not come from ovaries. They do not make it to the ovary. And if the eggs are the ones swimming, why is it the female that holds the fertilized egg? Yeah, no. Too many questions there. Number 2, several sperm cells will unite with an egg cell so the fertilized egg will develop properly. That would give you a whole lot of parents and a whole lot of extra DNA. So, no. Some of the sperm cells will survive to reach the egg. Well, that is one that I might hold onto because that could be a viable answer, but I have one more to go through. Enough sperm cells will be present to transport the egg from where it is produced to where it develops into the fetus. So technically the egg does move, right? Fertilization happens in the fallopian tubes, but sperm don't transport. No. Sperm don't transport the egg. So that is going to have to be a hard pass. And the correct answer for me will have to be number 3. Some of the sperm will survive to reach the egg. Okay? That is a definite. We will erase this question mark because we know. Oh, no, we won't because it doesn't want to erase. Okay. Well, it happens that way sometimes. Ooh, looks like a confusing question. It's got a big picture. Oh, wait, this picture looks kind of familiar. So I see a zygote. I see what's turning into a blastocyst. I see a bunch of... All right, so I have what's turning into a blastocyst. And then I see an embryo developing. And then I see cells starting to do things like this, which looks like they might be special. And then I see a complex organism. So just looking at the picture, this is kind of what I see. And I know that mitosis, and I know I just did my colors backwards from the last time, but I know that on top of every one of these arrows is mitosis. Okay, so that would tell me that all the DNA is the same. Something funky went on. So, it's a series of events in the development of a bird. Which series of terms best represents the sequence of the processes? So, I'm starting with a zygote. So I'm going to tell you right now that meiosis is out because meiosis creates what forms a zygote. So anything that starts with meiosis is out. So that leaves me 2 that start with mitosis. But I see meiosis in this one again. So I'm going to have to cross out number 3 also. But then I need to read number 4, because maybe I didn't do it right. But I see mitosis, which I have all over. I see differentiation, which is what I marked on might be special over here. And then I see it going from cells to a full-fledged complex organism. So in fact, I do see growth. So my answer would have to be number 4. If you're not getting these correct, please stop and process my explanations. I'm simply breaking down the diagrams, breaking down the answers. Okay? Now let's look at the last one. In an earlier unit, we learned that all the cells in our body have the same genetic information. Based on what we've learned about development, explain why all of our cells have identical DNA. I'm going to make this super easy and super fast. Because mitosis is responsible for growth and development of organisms. Mitosis produces exact copies of cells. It is an asexual reproduction. And that, my friends, is the end. Your answers can be that short and that simple because you know your stuff. Okay? Hope you did a good job. There's a homework sheet coming, so make sure you know what you're doing. So I'm going to count that homework sheet as a quiz. Okay? Have a good day.